Hello, my name is Trydar. Welcome to part 5 of the Roman estate tutorial. We're going to be finishing up the tutorial today, so this is going to be the final part. And we are going to go all the way up until we have finished building the structures. So let's get started. So the first thing we will take a look at is going to be the side pavilions over here. We're getting ready to put a roof on the structure up here as well. On the exterior though, we are focusing in on this 2-block slice here as we go around. In the last phase, you should have put the top of the arches up here as well as the dentils below here for the entablature for the building. So you're putting some right side up stone brick stairs and just a band of diorite on top of that. And you're doing that as a pattern all the way around the rectangle of the building. Now, as I remarked, I forgot to put some stair access up here in the upper floor levels, so you will have to be doing that yourself. But as you can see, the design in here conforms to the same patterns that we have been using for all of the rooms to this point. We have our baseboards of spruce tree trunks, and in between that, we have the 1-2 pattern of spruce and red nether bricks, and also our familiar door pattern as well, and the floor patterns also as well for that. And remember, we leave room over here for the chimneys from the lower sections of the floors on either ends there. So here's a view of the top down of this particular segment of the building, and of course the same view back here for the smaller pavilions at the back. And I imagine you'll probably want to redesign the room layout. You may want to get rid of the divider in there and maybe subdivide it across that way, or whichever way you chose to have some access to it. But we do not have that problem in the main house. I'll start with the top-down view looking forward here, and lower down just a little bit. You can see that there. Now at this level, let me lower down. You are continuing to build out the column drums with 2 blocks of diorite, 2x2 on top of that, and we will be extending that up for a couple more phases until we put the Corinthian capitals on them. Back here above the windows, we are putting in bands of cobblestone, and we're getting ready to put in another shorter window section here. It's like we did down here, except we're going to be installing it up here, and we are leaving gaps for where the windows will go. You see the red wool here. It's going to be windows like that we will be putting in up here, but we are putting in now the windowsills out of the stone bricks, as you see done here. And of course, all these window sections, you know by now, are repeating patterns all the way around the house, pretty much without exception. I think exactly without exception, actually, as you see done here. So that covers the exterior reasonably well. Let us take a look at the interior here. Now, as you can see, we are putting in the floor and the spruce tree trunk baseboards for the next level of rooms up here. And of course, we're going to have our same door design, but at this sections we are leaving room for the chimneys along here, but we also have new fireplaces that we are starting right here for the 4 bedrooms, the main bedrooms of the house. We have over here is what I've designed these rooms to be. Of course, it's your house now. You can choose to put whatever you wish to have in these rooms, and I think for this phase the best way is just for me to let you pause the video and take a look and replicate the patterns that you see here. Although I suppose over here this should probably be cobblestone instead of wood over there. I think I should also give you a view of the staircase interface, how it is coming up this direction here, and interfacing with the large hallway sections that we have up here as well. We have some guardrails that you'll want to build here as well, and we have the next flight of stairs that is coming up on these sections here. So there's a view from below. You should have all of this finished by now from the downstairs. So I think with that, we can move on to the next phase, which from this point onwards, all the phases are going to consist of the side buildings and the main house. Let's see. I will give you a view in here again of the patterns that you are probably ahead of me at this point in your building. You probably went ahead and put in these patterns because I think you can see where we are going with this here. You're just extending all of that up on the insides there. And you can feel free to modify these patterns to your liking if you would like to subdivide your rooms to be a bit different. On the outside, we have the rest of the entablature here, which is just a band of upside down stone brick stairs right in front of the band of diorite that goes all the way around the rectangle of the building. And back here, we are putting in, I think this is going to be some detailing for a portion of the roof, actually, that we are building at this phase here. So it looks like you put in every fifth block, you want to put in stone bricks there, and then just a right side up stone brick stairs, as you see done there. Although it does look like there are some four gaps here on the ends. Yeah, that one's that one there. So I should just give you a good top-down view so you can see it from there, and probably an oblique angle view from this side here, so you can see that there. And of course, a view back here of the same process for the pavilion at the back. All right, so let us return to looking at the main house. As you can see, for the column drums, as I've said, you are extending those up another 2 blocks here. But on the house, we are building in the lower portions of the windowsills with right side up stone bricks, stairs, and regular stone bricks here, and then cobblestone on top of that. And then behind that, you are doing for the windows up here what you did down here. So you either want to be using your nether brick fences for that, or your dark oak fences, or whichever fence color material you chose to use. And on the inside, you want to do the alternating of the glass. You want to have the full blocks and then the panes. And then on top of this, you're going to have the full blocks and then the panes over here. And you will see that as we progress. I think I should give you a good top-down view looking towards the front of this entire phase here. And now closer detailing of how the walls and windows are laid out. I think you will be able to fairly clearly see the patterns that I have chosen to use for this. And some more detail here for the fireplaces. These are the bedroom fireplaces, so they are a little bit smaller than the ones in the main rooms. And they also connect and share a chimney back here as well, so we have to leave a little stair step access back here, and you will see that as we continue up with the build. On the outside here, because we have walls and chimneys filling the core of the building, these windows, they will be filled with cobblestone and not with the glass and fences as you see over there. And of course, the bedroom over here is just a mirror version of this bedroom here. And of course, the other two down there are the same. So let me give you a view of the main room that connects the master bedrooms. Over here as well. I think I looked at that already. Here is the large hallway that we have been constructing. From that view there, and from here as well. And I think you can see that we are continuing up the staircase to what is going to be the last floor of the house. And there's some small details of trapdoors on top of the guardrails for the stairs. All right, with that done, let us move on again and look at what is now going to be the roof of the pavilions. So all of the measurements for the stone bricks that I did last time, some of them were a little bit out over here, just because the length of the building is not a perfect, like a square root of 5, and we have what, a lighting error down there on that, so ignore that. There is over here, I think if I show you this in the light, you will be able to see the pattern better. And you just want to replicate that as you see done here with the stone bricks and the cobblestone stairs and the half slabs. And you want to do that all the way around the building. And let me give you a view from the top here, from the top down, of the pattern for the roof tiles. And the roof tiles are going to be done with red nether brick and black stone slabs with this pattern as you see done here. So from here to here and all of this, as you can see quite clearly, this is a repeating pattern. But there are some ridges that we will be inserting into the roof at various levels here. So I think you can see where those are going to go in from the block counts there. Now, the roof itself, I filled all of this in with solid cobblestone. But I imagine you can leave that hollow once you get to that point in your constructions. And here's a view also of the side as well. As you can see, we have a side diagonal that is going to be coming in along with our straight ones on the sides there. And we should also take a look on the inside. We'll pull a Santa Claus again, go down through the chimney and take a look down here at the finished roof sections, or rather the ceilings. For these sections here, actually, we've already taken a look at these. I went too far down. This was because those rooms were sealed off. All right, we're going to just break through that there. So you can see that we have the general height in here. And of course, the ceiling pattern of these rooms, as you would expect, follow the same patterns for the rest of the rooms that we have been constructing. So all of those interiors should be complete, and I will give you a view of the roof of the pavilion at the back here. All right, with that done, let us take a look at the main house again. We're starting to put on the Corinthian capitals, as you see it done here with some upside down stone brick stairs, and you want to do that for all the freestanding columns as well as the pilasters over here. And you are continuing to build up the windows according to the same patterns that you constructed down here. You are doing that again for these windows on the exterior here. Of course, once you do one of these bays, all of the other bays of the house that have the windows in them are going to be the exact same. And of course, the columns at the back are being built as the same as the front. All right, so let's take a look at the main room facing towards the front here. You can see on the inside here, on this level, I have chosen to use lapis as the color for this level of the house. Of course, you are free to choose whichever material color you like best. And here's a view of the room here. And from the sides, nothing you don't already know how to build, like the doors here. From the lower levels, as well as the windows and everything. And a view of the fireplace and the mantle here. And of course, as I've said, once you build one bedroom, the other three are exactly the same designs as you see done here. And here's a view of the chimney coming up there with the flues for smoke. And I will finish this phase with giving you a good top-down view of the entire section that we have been building thus far. And I also forgot to remark on the stairs, but this is a repeating pattern, by the way, so you know how to build those by now. Let us go in this direction over here and take a look at more of the roof of the side pavilions. And we're getting ready to finish off this roof and the pavilions themselves. And you can very clearly see what we were doing with the stone brick ridges, both the straight ones and the diagonal ones. And you can also clearly see how to continue up with the roof tile pattern, as you see done here. And I'll give you a detailed view of the chimney over here as well, how we are building that. It's just sort of alternating bands of cobblestone and stone bricks, as you see done there. Of course, all the chimneys on each end are going to be the same, and a view back here of the side pavilion as well. It's just a shorter version of the ones at the front. So let's begin with a top-down view of this section here. What we're going to be doing is putting a top on the Corinthian capitals and extending up the walls of the rooms again, and even beginning a little bit of some of the chandeliers, as you can see. But here's the pattern for the Corinthian capitals. You have right side up stairs on top of the upside down ones, and then upside down cobblestone stairs, as you see done there on both the pillars and the pilasters attached to the building. And you are continuing up the windows, as you see done here as well. And don't forget, we are alternating every two blocks. We have cobblestone and stone bricks, as you see done here. This is the same pattern that we did below on these windows here. You are doing it again up here for all of those windows, all the way around the exterior of the house. And of course, remember the side windows over here, we are blocking those up because there are walls on the other side of those. So therefore, we do not put in windows that we cannot use. So over here, let's take a look at the main room. The walls should be very easy. You are extending up the windows and the lapis and the spruce, as we have been doing. In the middle here, we are putting in some chandeliers, which I think I can probably ignore these for the moment, because once we start putting on the ceiling, you will see exactly where to place those. And of course, the stairs here are continuing up with the same pattern as well, and they will shortly be coming up to a landing and the next floor. So let's go over here. We are, I believe, just almost done with the side pavilions. As you can see here at the top, the stone bricks are all meeting at a little ridge. And every 2 blocks, you're going to be putting one of these little decorative fennels made with cobblestone stairs, as you see done here. Of course, we have the chimneys with their patterns on the ends. We are beginning to sort of cap off the chimneys up here as well with some cobblestone stairs, as you see done there. And let me give you a good top-down view of this as well. And then a top-down view of the back one, for the sake of completeness, back here as well. All right, let's move on to the main house. We are finishing off the Corinthian capitals at this phase here, and we are doing that with stone brick stairs arranged as you see done here, all the way around the top there, and around this here. And it looks like there's a slight mistake on this. This should be upside down cobblestone stairs. That's a mistake in the reference model. Also a mistake over here. But you need to fix that on your house. But all the pilasters back here are correct, as you can see. which are all attached to the buildings, and the windows were finished on the last phase. So up here we are putting in just a band of stone bricks and then a band of cobblestone on top of that, and a bit more cobblestone filler behind that as well, because we are starting to put on the ceilings of the next set of rooms, which are going to be the floors of the final set of rooms. So let's tuck into this bedroom over here and take a look upwards. As you can see, we have some fine crown molding up here done with upside down spruce stairs and then spruce tree trunks laying on their sides all the way around. And then we have an edging done with spruce trapdoors, as you see done here. And all of the bedrooms are, of course, same design. And here's the chimneys coming up through those. So here's the top-down view of that section. And the top-down view of the middle section of the house as well. And I think you can clearly see the patterns for the beams of the ceiling for that. So let's go down the stairs here and take a look at those. Now underneath here, this will guide you in siting and building these small chandeliers here. That's why I didn't really measure them out, because you can use the beam measurement that you will get from this section here to be constructing the rest of this room. And of course we have the crown molding around these rooms as well, the upside down spruce stairs, and then the spruce tree trunks serving as beams on top of those, and then the wooden coffers in between those as well. There's some detail over here for the interface of the stairs as they go up to the next level. Up here as well. And that looks slightly out of place. I think this should probably be a spruce fence as well. So that's another small mistake. Let's take a look at the large room over here. You can see we have the smaller chandeliers here. And again, the beams will guide you with the correct placement of these. I think we already took a look at the bedrooms as well, so that will wrap up the main house for this phase over here. So let us go over here to the side pavilions for what I believe looks like one last time. So we will now be finishing the side pavilions at long last. We've been building these things since we first started the tutorial. But as you can see, you are putting more right side up cobblestone stairs facing each other every 2 blocks to represent these little ridges and decorative finials on the top here. And here is the design for the chimney on the end here. As you can see, it's just simple upside down cobblestone stairs and right side up stairs on top of each other. And then you can put some campfires at the bottom of those and have nice smoke coming out of all of the many chimneys that you have been building. And we will wrap this up with one last top-down look from the sides here of those. So with that, your side pavilions will be at long last complete, and we will now only be focusing on the main house to finish the tutorial. So what we are doing on the main house here is we are building the entablature, and you are doing that according to these patterns here with upside down cobblestone stairs and a band, and right side up stairs placed on top of those, and you are coming out in general 2 blocks from the ledge of the house here. As you see done there, you want to have those in line with the capitals, as you see done here. But the edges of your capitals should all be sticking out 1 block past the entablature here, past the lower part of it anyway. So let me give you a good top-down view of this entire phase of the house here. So this is looking towards the back. So we have our square front pediment at the front, and then our round apse at the back that we are building. And I think if I lower down a bit, you can also see the layout for the next series of rooms. You're putting in some wooden sort of parquet flooring down there made up of 2 patterns with the spruce baseboards all the way around those rooms. And here's an even closer view of the entire section. I think it will be very clear for you to see how to build those. You can also see the placements for the interior walls and the doors that we will be constructing as well. And here is the stairs that are coming up to the top here. And as I've remarked, this is the last series of rooms that we will be constructing in the house. Let me give you a view from below because there is some detail. We have some large stone coffers. In here, we are connecting with stone brick lintels the tops of the columns and capitals in here. And in between those, you want to put in these square rings of diorite according to those patterns there. And you may also want to hide a little lighting in those sections back there as well. Let me go back here and give you a top-down view of this section. We have a rather large cutout for the semicircular section back here. So here's a view from the bottom over here, and here's a view from the front. And I think if I just give you a good view from here, you can see the block counts for the semicircle back here as well. And these should all be sitting on top of the columns that you have been building from the base down there. I should give you another view, a really good close-in view here as well also. And this is some good places up here for you to hide some torches and lightings on top of the acanthus leaves of the capitals here that have a little gap, as you see done there. All right, let us move on again. This is going to be a fairly simple exterior phase, indeed probably the most simple exterior phase we have done so far, which is to put a band of diorite on top of the entablature all the way around the house, as you see done here around the front, and then very quickly around the back here. And I will edge this out with some red wool just in case the diorite is not quite high contrast enough for you to get the block counts. So you can very clearly see that and the angle of that. And back here in some places I used a bit too much cobblestone and other things, so you could probably leave places like that hollow. And let me give you a view of it from underneath here. Just a small cutout of cobblestone made there. And we also need to go around to the front and look at this from underneath again. I neglected to do that. But you were just filling that in with another nested square of diorite and then a final 3x3 of cobblestone, as you see done there, to cap off your front porch. And then I just filled the rest in with stone bricks and everything. So here's a view from the top down of the interior rooms. I believe from this you can fairly clearly see we're doing the same divisions for the walls that we have done since we started. And of course all of the doors in here conform to the same door pattern we have been using throughout the house. In here as well. And along over here as well. So let us move on again to the next phase. We are putting a bit more of the entablature on the outside of the house, and you are doing that with chiseled stone bricks. You want to do every other block chiseled stone bricks, not lodestones. Remember, this is chiseled stone bricks in my texture pack. Up here we have every other block. You're putting in the dentils made of cobblestone stairs every other block. And on top of that, you're putting in a straight band of upside down stone brick stairs, as you see done there. And that is a pattern that continues uninterrupted, unlike my speech, through the rest of the house here and around the back here. And the pattern for the dentils, it does get a little messy when you start doing things with semicircles. So you do continue the pattern of putting those here, but then they start facing the other direction, so just put them next to each other there, and then here, and then there again, and then there and there again, like so. All right. We just have the main house to work on, so let us go around here to the front, and we are beginning to build up the triangular pediment on the front of the house here. And as you can see, we now have red nether brick appearing, which, as you know from the pavilions over there, means that we are beginning to put on the roof tiles for the house. And we also have some details here of it's sort of the same thing we did over here with this, except on the main house it's a little bit more ornate with more chiseled stone bricks, and then you're putting stone brick stairs facing away from each other and then a stone brick slab. And this is a pattern that continues around the house, except in these sections here we just sort of had to squish them together. And I will give you views of this over here. And of course, this is the center line of the house, so everything is the same on the other side as it is over here at this section. So I'll just go around here, give you good slow views of this, so you can begin to replicate the pattern. And it gets very messy when we start doing anything in a circle. In Minecraft, always gets a little bit messy, so we have to do our best to approximate everything. So that is how that is shaped there, and here is a view, as you know by now, of the last set of ceilings that we put in on the lower rooms. And let's actually just go down in so we can take a look at this. From below, as you would expect, we have a bit more crown molding and the spruce tree trunks on their sides here with the coffers in between those as well. And I think the ceilings on the side rooms over here are actually 1 block lower than those ones over there. I believe I had to do this because of the slope of the roof over here. That means the final room in here is only, what, 4 blocks tall? But still plenty spacious for you to move around in. And we have our finished stairs over here as well, and our connecting rooms and everything like so. So let me give you a good top-down view facing forward of this entire phase. May take a little bit of time, but do your best. And we will move on again to what is going to be the rest of the roof, because we have now finished all of the interior spaces of the house, and we are now only building the roof. And to make my life easier, I filled the entire roof with cobblestone. It's one of the reasons why the cobblestone bill for this building was exceptionally high. However, you can leave this hollow if you so choose, if you don't want to place in a few extra 1,000 blocks of cobblestone. But I think you can clearly see the patterns here. They are pretty much the same patterns that we used on the side pavilions, but they are now being used on the main house. And they're being done, as you see here, from the top down of the sides. Here's the top down of the front. Zoom in all the way. And the apse at the back here, as you see done there. And I think we need to take a closer look at the front pediment here because this does have some details on it. So we can't really do much in the way of sculpture at the 1 block level in Minecraft. So I've placed sort of some haphazard stone brick stairs in random directions that it looks good from a distance. And that is about all we can expect to have. So I believe that will be good enough, I think. But you can make your own pattern in here if you so choose to sort of make your own sculptural works. And of course, we have some decorative panels on the side here, some rather large ones. As you see done there, it's just stacked cobblestone stairs all facing each other around the central block. So let us move on again. We have the home stretch is in sight now. Let's pick up again with the next level of the building, which looks to be the same as the last level. Indeed, I believe it is. Looks like I miscounted when I was making the slices on these. Yes, that is the exact same. So we will go on again over here to what is going to be the next level. Yes, here we are. These 2 blocks here, we are putting little decorative touches of diorite on the finials on the side there. And here's the view of the pediment from the front here. That's generally what this triangular section is called, by the way. It's called a pediment. And we also have back here some small details underneath there. And from the top here, let me just give you a good top-down view of the entire section. And I think you're probably already ahead of me on this point because you can clearly see from the last phases and your experience from doing the pavilions how all of the roof tiles were probably going to get to the top and mesh together. And a view of the front here. And a view of the back semicircular sections here. Fairly easy to do there. We are just almost done with this massive mega project. Over here, I believe we have a little bit more on the pediment to look at. We have mat at an apex up here. As you see done there. And up here we have another one of these little decorative finials, but we're putting it on the top here. And we have some more of these decorations that we put on the top there. We are putting them again up here on the top ridge. We are also building out the tops of the chimneys, which are going to be the last things that we construct on this house. And here's a view of the messy middle here, where it all sorts of comes together. And here's a view of the entire section of all of that from the top down. All right, let us move on again. As I've said, we are finishing off the decorative panels on the top here along the main ridges of the house. And you want to put another block of diorite up here, and that will finish off that little decoration up there. So from this point, we only need to focus on these chimneys, which are fairly simple design chimneys being built according to the patterns that you see here. And of course, they go all the way down to the fireplace in the main rooms below. So if you do put campfires in there, you can have your chimney smoke going up all the way through the house. But if you so choose, you can put the campfires probably at this level here. And they will go up a little higher. I don't really know how far the smoke particles go up, actually. I know they go up quite a distance, but that's pretty deep down in the house now. So here we are, we're actually at the last level finally. And we are looking at the remains of the build here, which I think I skipped a couple of blocks. I think we were only on this one. So now we are looking at like the last four or five blocks here because this is just a jumble of stone brick stairs, upside down and right side up on top of each other in these patterns here, with some full blocks of cobblestone on the top there, going all the way down like so for both chimneys. And with that, your Roman estate megabase will be at long last complete. So I hope you have enjoyed the Roman estate tutorial series. There's been 5 parts. It's been by far the biggest, longest, and most detailed tutorial I have ever tried to do. So I hope that you have found it useful and will be able to reconstruct it from everything that I have shown and described to you throughout these videos. But as always, if that is not quite good enough, this is always available in the description for download for the Java version. So you can come here and take a look at all the phases for yourself. So for what is very likely to be the small number of people that actually get all the way to the end of the tutorial series, I want to give you my heartfelt thanks for bearing with me through all of these many phases and descriptions. And I hope you really enjoy living in your luxurious Roman estate and have a very long gaming life inside of it for as long as your world exists. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.